What's up, people out there in the THL land? Welcome to Friday Night Fights. Back in action. I'm your stream up for the evening, Saku. There. That was a little bit creepy. Anyway. Happy to broadcast some new matches there for the wonderful new expansion that's come out. And I got two fantastic casters that have been with us for the last 150 days, maybe more. Let's start off with my man Corden. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty great. I was going to say you have two good casters tonight. Who are they? Wow.
I'm not sure.
That's crazy. No, it's fantastic. I'm excited. First Friday night fights of the season. Things are popping off. It's going to be great to see if we can see any outliers early on with, busted decks or anything like that. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, it's going to be wonderful to see some new stuff come out. And then we get Dondalicek. Donde is I took the picture that he had for Halloween, and I thought it was pretty cool. So he's on there. How you doing, Donde?
I'm doing great, Saku. Thanks for having me. As always, exciting to do any casting, but especially week one of a season where we're not really sure 100% how the meta is going to shake up, what types of decks are going to be brought. I think it's a good experimental phase, especially for those of us, myself included, who haven't played a match yet. Got all three of my matches scheduled, haven't played one yet, so I'm taking studious notes tonight to make sure if there's anything I can learn, bring into my matches, or maybe learn what not to do is possible as well. So, I'm excited for what we're going to be watching tonight.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna have some pretty good people to learn from tonight. Leading off, we're gonna have Roadrunner from the Golden Wisps versus Hearthstone Academy's Chewbacca in the 5 seed, and then coming in right after that, you've got the reigning crossover champion Agent PWE from Agent P's Golden Showers going up against the defending champions Defias and Wild9, taking the #1 seed there. So quite the matchup, and yeah, we're definitely going to be able to learn some things tonight. That's for sure.
A great man once said, "You're going to learn today," and that's what we're definitely going to learn. So excited. Players are ready to rumble, but if you guys want to run through how Roadrunner and Chewbacca came about their bans and what you think of them, we'll get them going.
Definitely, yeah. So looking at the match tonight itself, the classes for Roadrunner are going to be Paladin, Rogue, Shaman, and Warlock versus Chewbacca's Druid, Paladin, Shaman, and Warlock. I feel like Roadrunner's got the classic, I want flexible classes, but also Paladin is really, really good right now, so I'm definitely bringing that type of lineup that seems pretty prevalent across most of the Conquest series. Shew's got that Druid in there instead, which is still definitely potent. We won't see that Druid because it's banned, but that's neither here nor there, really. And Chewbacca banned the Paladin for Roadrunner. So no Paladin. Like I said, I feel like just in general power level around the legend, like just outside of top 1000 legend, Paladin's very, very good right now. So it seems like that's a pretty decent choice to ban. Druid, I guess, maybe afraid of Celestial if you want to play like a combo Warlock that can really mess you up. What do you think, Gordon?
Yeah, no, I got to agree. I mean, it's a very interesting ban to see the Druid gone, especially with, I guess, you're worried. Maybe you're looking at Roadrunner and seeing, exactly as you said, this is combo heavy lineup coming from them. Mm-hmm. So, Garrote Rogues and possibly Owllock sitting in the back of the book there. And really, with the Shaman, Free Shaman can decently deal with Paladin because Paladin can, build. Or maybe not Free Shaman, but OTK Bolner can really just stall the board and stall the game until you get all those combo pieces, and then it just kills the Paladin, no matter how big your guys are or how many Librams you might want to play that game. So I'd be interested to see what Roadrunner's lineup, and yeah, with Shu, I mean, Paladin, Shaman, Warlock is the same across the board. You always have to worry about that Garrote. There are some players in a Rogue where a Garrote, it could absolutely clean the board. So we'll have to see how it performs.
Definitely interested to see what they start with. And Saku, I think you said that they're ready to go. So
Yep.
let's kick off this season in style. Friday Night Fights.
Gonna let them rip. All right.
Going to be interesting to see. There's always the classic queue order argument, right? Does queue order matter? I'm a big proponent of it. I think queue order always does matter, especially in you're going to see possibly two mirror matchups. Obviously, we don't know the exact list, but at least two mirror classes. And really, outside of Shaman, you don't have a whole lot of difference. You go OTK or you can go freeze. Warlock, Handlock's kind of fallen off a little bit, but the Owl Lock and Ticketus finding a little bit more relevance in the later or earlier stages of this meta right now, Donde?
Yeah, I think interesting point you said about queuing. Yeah, I too am one that likes to analyze a queue order and try to figure out if there is a strategy that would be beneficial. And I think it does vary on a case by case basis, match by match, because some people are just going to go random, and then there's really no plan for it. You can have the best plan in the world, and you just get blown up by the RNG before you've even played a game of Hearthstone. So that is a possibility as well. And it looks like they are rolling here, and we are going to see a Warlock mirror match. Well, we don't know if it's a mirror, but it is a class mirror.
Yeah. I was gonna say we do see the Wicked Shipment in hand for Roadrunner, so it's pretty strong assessment that that is going to be the Owl Lock, and there is the Tamsin Philashrony in hand, and on the other side, I mean, Chewbacca still kind of has question marks around his Warlock. We saw some Soul Shard, School Spirit stuff, but nothing too determining of what Shu might be running.
Yeah, a lot of stuff in there that's just general Warlock goodness as far as Chewbacca is concerned. Rune Mythril Rod, fantastic to have, really no matter what Warlock you're running, especially in a matchup like this where speed is probably going to be of the utmost importance, trying to get to your combo first or get to your Ticketus first, which I guess can be comboed if you're using Imp. Not Imp, Philosophy. It's an imp on the card, I believe. So my brain immediately went to that. But yeah, so in the early phases here, we're just seeing a lot of tapping, a lot of jockeying for position. Roadrunner's got that backfire on 3, which is rarely a problem. And here it goes.
Very clean there from Roadrunner. He's going to start powering through the deck. I mean, Grimoire is in hand for Chewbacca, so I think we can kind of lean towards the Owl Lock for them as well. Coined Rune Mythril Rod, what a mouthful on that one, is going to be coming out for Shu. And you know what? Even though with missing the backfire for Shu and Roadrunner getting it, now with this Rod equipped, I think Shu's going to start pulling away a little bit unless Roadrunner can find the equalizer.
Yeah, Roadrunner's got full hand right now, so he's definitely going to have to start playing a few things to make some space. Plays that Armor Vendor out, and that's an easy choice there. And now it comes down to, well, you obviously can't tap because then you're risking burning something, especially something completely vital, such as the Owl, to your game plan. So at this moment, Roadrunner, he's going to tap because he knows he's got some cards to play in hand that it's suboptimal to use the Touch of Nathrezim, but at least it gets your hand cleared up for a draw next turn.
Yeah, I wonder if the question there is ever we saw Roadrunner throwing away the Touch of the Nathrezim. How truly, I guess, important are these life gain cards? Because you clearly can assume from the other side that it's just an OTK deck. They're going to kill you from whatever health total you're at. So maybe holding on to some of these Drain Souls, some of these touches are really just going to clog your hand up and ultimately could lose you the game. So even School Spirit sitting in hand, it's an okay turn just to throw it away, shuffle some shards, and get a dead card out of your hand.
And I think that's exactly what he's thinking as well. And I agree. Definitely all right with just getting the Soul Fragments in hand, or Soul Fragments into your deck rather, and getting the card out of your hand and making this a little bit more manageable.
So there is a backfire picked up from Shu. Can easily play it, and Actually, would have been safe to not overdraw, but just going to go for the tap first and really maximize the rod draw potential there. Now there are some decisions to be made, not really playable, so almost going to have to possibly kill off the Artificer himself. There goes. Just trying to clear with the hand, I guess. Ooh. Just probably to backfire. There's the equalizer, as we talked about earlier. Rod equipped for Roadrunner.
Yeah, I won't say right on time, because he would have liked to have the rod a few turns ago. But having the rod in a turn where you can immediately tap after and have that hand space is not terrible. But like you mentioned earlier, Shabaka's already got a discount in here, and now he's playing Tamsin. So you gotta feel like he's at least a little bit ahead here, because there's the chance that there's going to be a little bit of board pressure that's going to continue to force Roadrunner to maybe work around his using some of his resources. However, he does have a handful at this point of cards that he's just itching to get out of that hand.
Yeah, hand is very full. Got the 1 mana. Gonna have to throw something down here, and just gonna sacrifice another Artificer. Why not? They're not really have any point in this matchup. Might be able to push a little damage, but ultimately it's just kind of cannon fodder right now.
Another School Spirits for Roadrunner. Good card again to just potentially get rid of it. You got the Grimoire Sacrifice in hand. I mean, I guess maybe is there any case you might want to hold on to the School Spirits? I can't really think of one in this matchup.
Yeah, you've got the Grimoire, so you're not really too... I guess the only thing is you want a little bit more flexibility towards a turn that you have to kill the imps and things like that, but you do have the Grimoire. I guess the only thing is if you don't run the second one and you have to kill your owl in the turn that you play it, having the second School Spirit is going to be able to clear off the board in the same turn that you go for the full combo and then OTK the opponent.
And a good pickup there with Backfire getting instantly discounted too. So now Roadrunner's got a little bit more juice there. He'll need to navigate the hand more to free up space for that Backfire to not burn anything, but it's a good piece to have, and Chewbacca's going to go ahead and clear some space here using double Mortar Coil on the Moarg.
Oh my goodness, his hand is literally free for Chewbacca right now. Just digging for the owl really is all Chewbacca is looking for. We'll have to trade away the Wicked Shipment at some point just to get the upgraded imp on it. And
hey, and there's the owl.
And there's the owl. So we should pretty much, yeah, we're gonna have the discount on the owl next turn, and she's looking pretty in a pretty solid point right now. Even has quite the board.
Yeah, barring a fantastic draw here for Roadrunner and the ability to handle this board, which he does have options in hand because he did hang on to that School Spirits, but this is not really the top deck he's looking for there in that tour guide.
Oh, what we are at 10 cards in hand too, so we could dump the Artificer, slap the School Spirits, and clear off the board. That would clear up the hand for a Backfire. So I'll be interested to see if that's the play.
I could also guess just go the attack there. He will.
Could also just go, I guess, full-blown evil. Free tap. There is Wicked Shipments. Trade it back.
He will indeed.
6 imps. Yeah, we must be going with the Artificer clear turn. Not a whole lot of time left. Okay, full-blown evil, just to try and survive the board. Gonna play a little faster. Did he get them all off? I think he did.
Got the second full-blown evil off, and it cleared off almost all minions. There's the final one. So all minions cleared. And hand space, hand space not as much of an issue now, as Roadrunner will have a backfireable hand next turn with major discounts. But here's the owl, which Chewbacca gets first.
Yeah, first owl down. Grimoire going to more than likely come out to kill this one here. Picks up the second one, so this is essentially, we're just waiting for shipment at this point for Chewbacca, and then it's pretty much the game. Oh.
Mythril Rod is interesting.
I don't know. 4 mana, though.
You need it here, yeah.
That, like, our hand is already so discounted, and we don't really have the cards that we were really looking for to discount. I suppose this rediscounts the whole hand, but I don't know. 4 mana to do that seemed like quite a bit of an investment.
And he will be 1 mana shy of being able to play the Dreadlich Tamsin this turn now, which means looking at probably just an Armor Vendor.
Yeah, 3 cards in hand, or in the deck still, with the Owl sitting in the bottom 3 for Roadrunner. Definitely not what you want to see. I don't think Chewbacca has too many more imps in the deck, so I don't think there's a possibility to kill Roadrunner with the OTK off of just imp draws, but there is the shipment in the deck that really ultimately is what Chewbacca's waiting for.
Well, are we at the point now where Roadrunner could draw and play the Owl on the same turn, kill it, and OTK all on the same turn?
Yeah, Owl would be... I guess if we can get the other draws, we're going to draw 2, and then can we draw to discount it again, is the question. Because the Owl will be 7, kill it for 0. Technically, yes. We could actually do the full combo in 1 turn, but with that pickup, Phylactery, and could actually do it again. With the Tamsin being played.
What's better than 1 Phylactery?
Yeah.
So that is 10 Death Rattles at 8 damage a pop. Max AD, that's going to be just a little overkill.
Yeah.
As it all comes face for Roadrunner.
Yeah. Gonna confirm those minions die to the School Spirits and make sure this all does go phase. Unfortunately, doesn't count up to the amounts that you could overkill anymore. Just as soon as you dip below the level, it's going to walk you out.
Well, you say unfortunate, I say thankful for our viewers who get the gist of the combo, and of course what is the result there will not change no matter how much of the negative damage displayed on the screen. It is going to be 1-0 Chewbacca in the Warlock Mirror.
Love seeing big numbers, especially in those you know, when I think OTK DH is still very much around, but you know, it's the only time you see big negative numbers anymore. Is that I guess it's an oxymoron, isn't it? Big negative numbers.
The bigger the owl, the bigger the numbers.
Yeah. Well, with that, Chew does get the Warlock through. Roadrunner's going to have to come back and find another win with that. What do you expect to see from Shu coming out here?
Well, I expect to see the Shaman, but that's mostly because I'm already looking at the Shaman.
Yeah, I was going to say. Got a little bit late there, but yeah, no, definitely going to see the Shaman here. Rod finally picked up in Roadrunner's opening hand. Going to be very happy to see that. And a full-blown Evil as well is pretty good to just stave off some of the early damage that, well, whatever Shaman Shu is playing tends to deal out.
Right. And I see Doomhammer usually resides in the Aggro Elemental version and only that kind of Shaman. So I don't remember. We got pretty much all the way through Roadrunner's deck. I didn't remember seeing any weapon destruction. We did see it in Shu's deck because he cycled.
Yes.
Viper.
There were 3 cards still remaining in Roadrunner's deck, so you never know. But
well, one of those was an owl.
One was an owl.
I hope. I hope.
Forgot the owl in OTK. Owl lock, yeah. No, you're right. There's a very, very strong possibility that there's no weapon destruction here, and these Doomhammers are gonna pay dividends. I mean, in a meta right now that you see rods and I guess you don't really see many other weapons, but people are respecting the rods so much from Warlock that Viper is almost in every single deck. Like, it's pretty amazing for Shu to you know, bring such a polarizing deck as Doomhammer, because if you lose both those Doomhammers, you're essentially out of a game plan.
Yeah, it is a very all or nothing game plan, and you know, it does kind of tend to prey on these combo decks where you don't want to be pressured while you're trying to assemble your pieces. You want to just kind of do what you do in peace and get where you need to be. And Shaman's going to be pressuring you all along the way. We already see it's a 2/4 now, the Arid Stormer with Wind Fury. So, Shu's curving the right way. He's doing what he wants to do with this deck. He's got that Neophyte in hand too, which is going to be disruptive if he plays it at just the right time, which always seems to be the case. So I like where Shu's hand is headed. You'd rather only have one Doomhammer than two, but you'd rather have two than zero.
Yeah. Yeah, and definitely getting all the resources is Shu right now. Really not running out of everything. Gonna throw down the Primordial Dungeoneer just to draw even more through. There is a Storm Strike for next turn.
There's also a Snowfall Guardian in hand.
Yeah, that is big damage for whenever Chewbacca chooses to slam that down, because is one thing. It's kind of like Druid of old. Is Warlock, although it does have decent ways to deal with big minions, this Avalok does not have the best ways to deal with large minions. And man, Rod equipped there for Roadrunner, I can respect it, but next turn you still have to clear. I don't think you're drawing really.
Yeah, the bump into the 2/3, interesting, because if the Grimoire is used in conjunction with the Moarg next turn, it would kill that at 2/4. So it doesn't seem like it was really necessary to bump it into the 2/3, since it's going to die either way, unless
I think it's going to be a full-blown coin, full-blown.
Yeah, full-blown, I guess, would probably be the other option. But now you're getting dangerously close on life total, and just a Storm Strike, Rock Biter is lethal.
Will we see the Drain Soul Mortal Coil here? We're looking at the Artificer. I don't think we can't Artificer the Grimoire. Oh, I guess we could, but
if Roadrunner clears the board here and does not heal in any way, Chewbacca drawing a 1-cost minion would allow him to Storm Strike his own minion and win the game. That's the only real downside here. Well, I mean, there's plenty of downside. I shouldn't say the only real downside. The only immediate way that Roadrunner dies if he does not heal and clears the board.
Yeah, so I think this Artificer turn has to happen. Can even go for a touch with the Drain Soul if you don't really want to draw with the Mortal Coil, just to really make sure that you're in a comfortable position. I guess you could coin this Mortal Coil as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
yeah, I kind of like that, honestly. You need to stabilize. You've got Dreadlich in hand for next turn. I kind of didn't hate coining there because, I don't know. It's an interesting one. Holding the coin here is an interesting bit. Dreadlich is going to be able to deal with this, and then we're going to go back up to 10. Ooh, there's a touch.
Not a bad top deck, and while we're getting the top deck here for Roadrunner, thank you to Bandit Keith for the raid on the stream tonight.
Welcome, welcome. 15 minutes in the future from us here.
Yes.
Yeah, so I guess holding onto the coin. Oh, okay, just gonna slam it. Just feels healthy at 10.
I don't know if it's necessarily a situation of feeling healthy or not really having much other choice, because a touch of Nathrezim is going to heal even less than that. So this is
could have just coined it to get the additional 4 and then just play the Tamsin.
Sure.
Basically enabling putting us at 14, which I think is a little bit more comfortable with Rock Biters possibly in the deck. We haven't seen anything yet.
Can still do that though, because Touch of Nathrezim on the 1/1, which he is going to do here.
Yeah.
Get 4 extra health, and like you said, every little bit helps here. Whoa. Not having any minions on board is fantastic, and okay, he's taking away his Storm Strike option.
Just wants to go. Keep everything off the board, not give anything to Chewbacca to play. Very nice play by Roadrunner. I like that.
I don't mind that at all. Not at all.
That's good utilization. You've got board clears, and you only need a Grimoire.
Let's see, Chewbacca gets some direct damage with Lightning Bolt.
All right, we got one more.
Back hard again.
All right.
Snaps the Serpentine Portal, which this turn is not going to be able to be played, but next turn represents 7 damage just from the weapon and the spell, which would be enough even if the 3/3 dies here.
Yeah, we've seen both touches gone for Roadrunner as well. One Drain Soul, so the only healing left in the deck are just going to be Soul Fragments and the singular Drain Soul still in there. So I think at this rate, if you're Roadrunner, you're set to 7. You're not really. You're just kind of playing fast and loose with your health now. You're dead at 7. I don't think there's any world you're not dead at 7 against a Doomhammer Shaman.
So much like the first game, we see Roadrunner opt to use the Rod here and take up 3 mana here on this turn that maybe he would need. We don't know. We don't know what he's going to draw, of course.
Yeah,
but I think Backfire is necessary.
Yeah, especially this turn because we don't have the extra proc really on. I mean, we do with the Thalnos into
the Viper.
Wow.
He did have it. He did have it.
Never mind. And he's going to be able to full blown. But we did play an Elemental last turn, and it's going to be a Serpent Shrine.
Yeah,
we are not overloaded, I don't believe, even just with the Doomhammer in hand.
Yeah, even Doomhammer plus, well, Doomhammer by itself is enough. Serpent Shrine plus the Gyro would have been enough as well. So yeah, it was not to be, but I mean, Roadrunner played the way that last turn had to go. You had to take the chance and draw cards. You were just dead either way.
Yeah, no, I definitely like the realization from Roadrunner. I'm not sure about these second rods that we're seeing. It seems his hand is already very discounted at that point. So we might, having 3 mana that turn, we might have been able to shuffle like a School Spirits, possibly find a little bit more health. But I mean, once Doomhammer Shaman has you, even below 10, even below 16, it's just, it's very, very dangerous. But it does show Shu that there was a Viper in the deck, and luckily dodged it.
Now I got to ask Gordon, what do you think that Shu is going to queue up this game?
Well, if I can count correctly and put X's across, I believe it's going to be a Paladin.
You believe correctly, and we're going to see Warlock one more time from Roadrunner, and this Paladin is a Libram Paladin for Chewbacca.
This is a tough one. It's a Libram Paladin, so I think it's a little bit. It's not as polarizing as it would have been on a buff because not as many Divine Shields coming out of the Libram Paladin. So
buff is actually favored against this deck.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see. Roadrunner has the Backfire in hand, throws it, just get rid of it.
Viper will be one of those cards you are probably going to trade not now that you draw the Armor Vendor, probably just play the Armor Vendor, I'd imagine. But you would probably be more than happy to trade it because you want to wait until you blow up a Cariel weapon.
Yes.
Which is going to be much later in this game. And hey, it's Trog.
There's Trog.
First Trog on stream of the year on Friday Night Fights.
Not Snap played by Shu. I don't know.
Well, he can go ahead and play Trog into Hand of Adal next turn, which makes it just a little bit more of a pain to remove. Yes. And of course, it can just spiral out of control from there, which we've all seen happen to us on ladder at one point or another. And if you say that you haven't, you're lying, and I don't believe you.
There's a great pickup for Roadrunner for this Trog turn as well. But Chewbacca can actually save the coin and just go with this Libram of Wisdom.
Sure can, yeah.
I do like saving the coin, maybe? There's a lot of power spikes, and, if you can get an Aldor Trueseeker down on 4 even, or even just get a Devout Pupil down earlier. But Shu decides to go for the Hand of Adal, get the extra draw, and a little bit closer. Variant, not exactly what you want to see right now.
Yeah, I think I would have, like you said, I think I would have preferred the Libram as well, just because, the health total is the most important piece there, and the health total is going to be the same regardless of whether you put the Hand of Adal or the Libram on it. And B, the Libram is coming back to your hand as long as there isn't a silence effect in Roadrunner's hand, which doesn't exist in this deck right now. So he could have gone ahead and gotten another Libram back, would have been more fuel for the Devout Pupil. So I think that would have been the preferable play, and like you said, also held coins. So resource wise, just overall, I think the decision I would have gone with.
Well, if Roadrunner can survive this early onslaught that we're seeing from Shu's hand is pretty large. More than likely going to see a Devout Pupil come down here. 4-on-4 seems pretty good, and there is the Cariel picked up from the deck. Ooh, nice draw. Although
They could have played the Libram and then also gotten the people down.
Done the same, yeah. It's one of those weird things. You see 4-on-4, you kind of just want to play it, not realizing that, playing a Libram is essentially free mana on a Devout Pupil.
Yeah, once you get that Elder Attendant down, which of course you want as frequently on turn 1 as humanly possible, which Chewbacca did get, it does make that Libram 1 cost forever, barring any neophytes, of course.
Forever, and actually with the Attendant, and I think it still makes it 0, does it not?
Yes, if you have an Attendant and a Truth Seeker, then it will, of course, you would need multiple neophytes. Which
0 forever.
A class called Rogue that bounce cards to their hand very recklessly, and then you end up with essentially what is Loatheb in Standard.
It looks like we're setting up a full-blown evil turn here, possibly. Gonna trade off the Wicked Shipment first, maybe. Thinking what he wants to do.
I'm trying to look and see where he can heal a little bit as well. And here comes that full blown evil, as you mentioned.
All right, gonna be a solid 10 across. It's exactly what you need to pop the Divine Shield and also kill the rest of the board. There is a 1/1 Divine Shield that pops out. I kind of would have liked to take the Divine Shield off that and just not allow it to value trade into anything, but it's not the worst in the world.
Yeah, get double Libram here. But Shu does not have any interest in trading. He wants to send it to the face.
Yeah, just going to burn him down. I mean, that's the line that Shu does need to take in this matchup here. All right,
but interestingly enough here, with the Moarg being left alive, Roadrunner can actually double Moarg and Drain Soul and heal. Hold on, let me get my calculator. That's a billion. 1 billion he will heal. But he's just going to take the 6.
Just gonna go for the measly 6.
Only half a billion in this case.
A billion rounded down.
Yes. Oh, of course. Yes. Rounding is a thing in this expansion, so we need to make sure with Cariel, of course, that we brush up on our second, third-ish grade level math. So I mean, I don't know what it translates to in Canadian grade levels. What the exchange rate is. It might be somewhere in like the 2.5 grade for you up there.
Well, you got to round up for it, right? So it's a third.
Right. Yes. Higher value. Yes.
Yeah. Always go up on a 5. Still holding on to these backfires as Roadrunner, and I think that's the card he's been waiting for to hold on to them. Now I will understand paying the 4 mana. Unfortunate that we had the tap before that, but this does set Roadrunner up for a nice little turn. Varian, though, is going to be a bit of an issue, using quite a bit of removal already. Roadrunner throwing out both full-blown evils into boards, as well as a School Spirit.
Well, there's that second touch, and Roadrunner still looking for the owl for one thing. It was not there in that backfire. Could backfire again.
See what tour guide pulls. This is a free draw as well. Although backfire first, going to be able to. All right, hand costs actually 0.
That Viper still in the deck as well. 7 cards left. We know the Viper, of course, got traded back, and looks like we might see a touch here on the 1/1, which would free up hand space for the life tap. That would be free. Could also trade the Wicked Shipment again, I suppose. If you'd rather do that.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at, actually. Just trying to trade the Wicked Shipment. If you pull the Viper, just absolutely blasting it, because it counts as the drawn card. It's going to discount everything, and then you're going to be able to heal up a little bit more. Oh, wow.
Lots of stuff happening here. Not sure
Very
if
scared of
all
this
got-
Varian.
Oh, it looks like the touch did not get down, so the Varian lives.
Possibly was worried about like any Battlemaster nonsense that turn.
Good study session.
Sand in the Scarlet. Look, coming in.
I have been chosen.
And this is a board that is very scary here. Roadrunner's going to need to really just kind of win it outright here on the next turn, which we got the Humongous L, that's 6 mana. Tamsin is there, but we still don't have...
Because I don't. Oh, we do have the Grimoire.
We don't have the Imps anymore. Oh, no, we do have the Imps. They're 0 now.
Wait, he could do this, right? If he didn't play Thalanos, we have 6. We still have. Then we have 4. We Grimoire. We Shipment. Yeah, I think he still has it though. He definitely still has it. You Grimoire the Owl here, and then you can Shipment, and then you have Tamsins, and then you can School Spirits. But you can't play the Viper. We don't have the Viper.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. I always dang.
And he's gonna go with the...
Is it?
No, he's short on the man. He can give everything the Death Rattle.
Is it gonna be 4?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he was short. He was short one. Just enough mana there. Basically, like you said, Snap playing the Thalnos, I think, was the final straw. It just couldn't be done after that, and that's gonna end up being a 3-0 sweep for Chewbacca and HSA.
Yeah, I wonder if the Thalanos play was just to see for a card draw, maybe to find the Viper, but yeah, I mean, Roadrunner trying to get that Warlock through, and I think Chewbacca had a pretty decent read on it to try and bring decks that really leaned into it. The Paladin just kind of, the explosive turn that you saw for Free Devout Pupils coming down, Varian being able to stick around, a little bit of a hiccup on that turn to try and clear the Varian. Might have been a little bit disastrous, but ultimately, yeah, the Warlock was not able to push through there.
All right, and if you guys are ready for Shu, you can pop on in and
sure thing.
Shu us a thing or two. All right, on his way.
That one hurt, Socket. That one hurt.
Yeah, I forgot the dump bump. Hey, Shu, what's going on, dude? Congrats on the win.
Hello? Oh, there we go.
There we go.
There you are.
Chewbacca coming to us live from 700 feet away from his microphone, but that's okay. Congrats on the win. Obviously a very strong win in a sweep to open the season, so it's got to be feeling good for you.
Definitely an interesting start. Not what I expected. I didn't think I'd get the Owl Warlock through, honestly.
Yeah, not only did you not have to worry about that, you got it through in game 1. So is that why you queued it up game 1, just to see what he would lead with, or did you have hopes that it would hit a specific matchup?
I don't know much about matchups. I just know that it was pretty much right across the board. So I said, "Screw it, let's try to get this thing done early," and it worked.
It sure did.
I'm curious about your Doomhammer Shaman bring in a meta right now that seems pretty heavily reliant on Vipers and getting rid of Mithril Rods. What led you to bring the Doomhammer Shaman and kind of hedge yourself on a hopefully they don't have the Viper or they at least miss it in their draws as we saw there?
Well, I know the deck has 2 Doomhammers, and I don't think they run 2 Vipers, so 2 is bigger than 1. So there's no way they remove both weapons. Plus, Warlock likes hurting himself. I like hurting Warlock with Doomhammer. It's not good logic, but it's logic.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. I mean, you want to put pressure on the Warlock and swinging for a guaranteed 4 every turn, at least, if you don't have a Storm Strike or anything else to buff it there. It could easily get much more painful for the Warlocks very quickly. So it does make sense there. Yeah, I think the big concern, of course, you mentioned you have that second Doomhammer, but it is a big mana investment if you plop it down there and then he Vipers it, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, now I'm overloaded and I can't play another one right away. But hey, it worked out in this case for you completely, and that's why we play. We don't just go off the HS replay percentages and say, all right, you win your match 3-1. We have to actually play it out here. So congrats on that. And is this, I think, the first match of the week for you guys?
No, this is the third. The other two are not reported, actually.
I was to say, because there was a screenshot we have that Senor Saku uploaded that was 0-0. So I was of the assumption that this was match number 1 in the series, but that makes sense then.
He always played earlier, and Ted played earlier. I believe Ted won 3-2, and Hockey lost 1-3.
All right, so 3, 8, 9 to 6. Quick math.
I can't count. I know we're winning so far.
Quick math.
2 plus 2 equals 4 minus 1. But
Save
yeah.
Donde's brain and please get your scores in.
Yes, public service announcement. When you play your match, if you were the winner of the match, please do report. And I know Ted probably just not used to winning so much because
Wow.
he's my hero teammate. I can back
There
up.
it is.
You keep bringing it back to hero, man. That's on you.
Well, he was my legacy teammate last season. He didn't do a lot of winning there either.
Yeah, it didn't have a good season last season.
How you feeling about this meta so far, Shu? Have you played quite a bit of ladder right now? We're just kind of feeling it out for THL, first week, bringing decks that you feel comfortable with, or did you do a whole lot of prep for this week?
Not much prep, because I just got home from college last night. So I just set my rig up this morning and set everything up. Today was a hectic day, but I've been pretty much stuck at Diamond 2, Diamond 3 for like the last week and a half. I can't hit Diamond 1 no matter what I queue on ladder, but I've been trying different things.
I know that struggle, man. I'm still sitting at Diamond 4 right now and I don't want to have to fight back up. I'm a times 10 scrub, unfortunately. It's a struggle from D5 upwards.
It does.
So I know that THL is, of course, the height in esports competition in regards to Hearthstone, but there is some other tournament happening this weekend. You might have heard about it. Something globally, Worlds maybe. I know there's no champion to be chosen this time around, but Shu, who would you be choosing for a champion in the something grand? Saku says yes, grand Worlds. Who would you be choosing as a champion this time around?
I had to choose. Well, I don't know exactly all 8 who are in there, but I know McBanterface is there, and he's from THL, so I got to root for my boy McBanterface.
That was the hope. Of course, we want to go ahead and root for our THL guys, and McBanterface is one of the nicest guys around too. So I think we would be hard pressed to find too many in THL that are not rooting for McBanterface.
I think Diamond might be a Gabby fan. I don't know.
Diamond does strike me as a Gabby fan.
There's something about it that screams Gabby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit on the creepy side of Gabby, but just joshing. All right. Any plans for?
Go ahead, Saku. Yeah, jump right in.
Just gonna say, any more plans there for tonight, Shu?
I'm probably gonna play some Halo, and I gotta do a little bit of prep for Hero tomorrow. But that's pretty much it.
Okay. Well, thanks again for jumping on stream, you and Roadrunner, and it was a great match to watch. And you can now relax, knowing that you contributed to your team's point total.
Always glad to be on stream. Always a fun experience. When I win, anyway.
Of course.
Winning always helps you feel better. That's
exactly.
For sure.
Yep.
And we appreciate you offering up to be on stream as well. Thank you for that.
Yep.
No problem.
Thanks, buddy. Enjoy your night.
Have a good one, guys.
So we still need a little bit of time. Agent PW needs about another. He said another 15 minutes. So that was 15 minutes ago, of course. So
that's all right.
Donde,
you want to take a run through the decks here? We're not going to know bans for a minute, so we can actually extrapolate and assume.
Oh my goodness, we actually get to analyze what's going on in this lineup here. So yeah, let's do
Ooh.
that. We have another conquest match. There's another Legacy Series match with the Agent PWE, his Golden Showers, versus Wild Nine of Defias, the defending champs. So we've got a 1 seed matchup here with the defending champs versus one of the teams that is, I would say, a popular pick to dethrone them this season. Would you agree with that, Gordon?
I'd agree with it. I think the Golden Showers made some pretty monumental moves. Actually, having a sub come in with Turtle right now, but I think having Pace in the 4 seed is going to be something that really turns the Golden Showers into a serious playoff contender. I know everyone last season was kind of ha-has with the name, but I definitely think this is probably a playoff match you could see. This could be a semis or this could be a finals here, straight up.
So you're saying that they're going from like a Buffalo Bills level contender, like, oh, we're going to make the playoffs, to a New England Patriots. This is a serious Super Bowl contender. All of a sudden now, Golden Showers team.
I'd give you they were Buffalo Bills before Josh Allen, and now they're Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen.
Ouch. Unfortunate that you took that analogy in the wrong direction, but that's okay. I forgive you because you're such a nice guy. That mistakes do happen. Sorry, I've broken Saku. He's a San Francisco 49ers fan, which is completely different a different beast altogether. But let's talk about the actual matchup here before we lose all the viewers who do not care at all about the American footballs. So Agent PWE has the Demon Hunter, Druid, Rogue, and Shaman, and Wild Nine is the Demon Hunter, Druid, Paladin, Rogue. So we see both players bringing Demon Hunter. Did not see any of that in the first match. We got both players bringing Druid. Maybe we'll see that this time around if there's no Druid ban. And then Rogue, Shaman, and Paladin, all pretty common picks in most lineups. So I'm interested here because the Demon Hunter is really one of those. I think it's skill testing if you're going for that lifesteal Demon Hunter. But a lot of people have been playing it since last meta, so you've got a lot of people with a lot of experience on it. And Agent PWE and Wild Nine, both PR capped players, both 1 seeds. I know they're going to know how to play these combo decks. They're going to know how to play these decks that really increase in win rate as your technical skill goes up. So, Corden, what do you think? Are we going to see some lifesteal Demon Hunter? Will they just go with a Death Rattle? What do you think we might see in the lineups here?
With these lineups, it's really hard to decide. It's especially with closed deck list. Everyone says Lifesteal DH is the best. I mean, if you look at what the Grandmasters are going to be bringing and at the Worlds this weekend, it's Lifesteal all over. It's OTK all over. But when you're in a closed deck list format, it's such a surprise to see somebody throw away the left card and say, oh no, what am I into? Especially right now with Demon Hunter, there's multiple decks that are very good. There's a massive question mark over the class of Demon Hunter right now. Do you go Death Rattle? Do you go Fel DH with the Expendables OTK? Or are you just going to stick around, possibly by big DH for some odd reason? Maybe it's got a niche that you're going to see. There's such a diverse amount of decks in Demon Hunter, and I honestly think outside of maybe big DH, that was a bit of a stretch. I think they have some of the most viable decks that we've seen from a class to still be competitively just accurate. Like they are all competitive decks.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, like you said, diversity, the key word here, that Demon Hunter is a diverse class, and that actually makes it a little bit better in the closed deckless format than it would be otherwise if you just threw it out there into an open list format like Pro. So just to use your point and to compare a little bit, like let's take Druid, for example. Anacondra Druid is the most popular Druid by a mile. 74,000 games played at Legend since the Alterac Valley expansion is released. The second most for a Druid is 14,000 in Aggro Druid. So that is a 60,000 game difference. Demon Hunter, you get Death Rattle at 17,000, Big Demon Hunter at 15,000, Fel at 13,000, Quest Lifesteal at 12,000. So all these, yes, they're significantly underplayed in comparison to some of those really, really heavily played decks, but they are all viable in their own way. They have good matchups, bad matchups that you can kind of tweak to the lineups. And I think, like you said, that makes Demon Hunter a very scary class. If you don't know what your opponent's bringing, you might just want to ban it because you don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, and the decks are just so polarizing in the way you play them as well. DH, Death Rattle Demon Hunter right now can just beat you down. It'll just kill you, especially if you're going to bring something like an Anaconda Druid. If you're going to bring a Garrote Rogue, Death Rattle Demon Hunter has always been a great deck that even against Garrote that wants to clear the board early on, well, with Death Rattle Demon Hunter, you're just bringing stuff out of hand. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Green Red comes over the top and just smashes you. You really don't have any say into that. So it's just one of the weirdest, most polarizing decks. And then you look at like OTK, which just wants to sit back, let you do what you want to do, as long as I get to do what I want to do, and I want to draw my cards and discount them. So it's just such a weird class that has such a significant amount of and it's fantastic to see such a variety from a singular class. When you look at everything else right now, there's really no other class like it right now, I feel, that can play at this level anyway.
I would say the closest class that is in that same kind of diverse area would be Rogue, like Thief, Garrote, and Quest Rogue. And I guess if you want to keep like Secret Thief and Thief separated like it is on HS Replay, shout out to HS Replay for all the stats, by the way. That is in the same boat. Like you've got 4 decks that are very widely played, like not as closely compacted as Demon Hunter is, but there is a little bit of similarity in how the Rogue class can be brought to the table here in a closed deckless format, which is why we see a lot of Rogue, I think. And other than that, it's just a good class. Like all the decks have to be good. You don't want to see a class that has a bunch of diverse decks, but then some of those decks are junk because that's not going to be respected in a closeless format, even by anybody who doesn't see like a very specific target lineup coming for them. You would not want to like assume a poison rogue, for example, unless there's a very specific lineup setup.
Yeah, no, I agree. Rogue is a kind of a weird one, whereas Wild Nine has a rogue right now in his lineup, and Agent does not have a paladin, for instance. One of the biggest proponents of bringing like a Quest Rogue, for instance, would be because there's a paladin on the other side. Quest Rogue has one of the best matchups against any paladin deck because paladin likes to stick minions you can't touch, but Rogue has, a lot of ways of dealing with minions, whether it's through rush mechanics, it's through SI agents, it's through just straight up killing them with the assassination SI, or just, recently bouncing everything back to your hand with scabs. So I think it kind of gives Agent a little bit more of a wiggle room to know I don't have a paladin, I can't see him bringing Quest Rogue. And that leans more towards, well, Maestro can't be played, so really is he going to bring Thief Rogue? And I think Agent PWE has a pretty good read on a Rogue here.
Yeah, that's like a concept of kind of funneling your opponent into a lineup that can be to your advantage, because then you can do things that allow you to tech specifically towards that matchup, rather than I have to kind of play a little bit more broad with my deck. I can't really put in some of the tech cards that I might want to because I'll be losing percentage points in another matchup. You might say, listen, I think that it's got to be this, and I'm gonna tech to that matchup specifically.
Yeah, sometimes you just kind of have to do it. If you play too wide, you try to make yourself strong against everything, you make yourself weak against that one thing, and 9 times out of 10, that's the one thing your opponent's going to bring.
Absolutely. And these players are both fantastic players that I'm sure these thoughts ran through their head. I spent a little bit of time with Agent PWE on the off-season event, a couple weeks ago, as he was my team captain with the draft series, which I had a blast in, even though it was short-lived for our team. So I know Agent PWE is a very cerebral player when it comes to the prep phase. I know he's going to be thinking about this type of stuff. Wild Nine was actually a teammate of mine in the previous off-season event, so I've seen what Wild Nine is capable of as well, and I know both these players are both fantastic. There's a reason why they're one season. There's a reason why they're 550 PR, and this is still actually a 0-0 match too. I've refreshed a couple times here, so unless there are again non-reports coming in, this is
I
the first.
believe.
Don't you do it to me?
No, I was looking at the last match. I was looking at the other legacy match, okay. Where the top seeds had reported. This one, yeah, as you said, we don't really know because nothing's been reported. But with all of our analysis now, Donde, let's talk bans.
Sure.
What are you expecting from, talking about rogues to paladins to the diversity of Demon Hunter and, the pretty much very one way street that is Druid at the moment? What are you seeing?
Yeah, I think if it's me, I'm probably just not wanting to deal with a Garrote rogue out of this here. So that's the most likely rogue, and I think I would not want to have to bother with that if I was either player, quite honestly.
Yeah, I always see Rogue and I see Garrote and I always remember that it's a deck. And when I get absolutely demolished by it, I always say to myself, why didn't I ban that? HS
Mhm.
Replay told me I had such a good matchup here. I feel like Garrote Rogue is one of the decks that can really play itself out of a corner. And, you back what is the always you back an animal into a corner and the only thing it has to do is bite. Well, you back Garrote Rogue into a corner and all it has to do is make you bleed.
Yeah, we just we discussed this at length when we talked about the Lifesteal Demon Hunter, and it's the same for Garrote Rogue. It's one of those decks that the sky's the limit. The better you are as a player, the more situations you can find yourself out of with the amount of draw velocity in that deck, and just it definitely benefits the quick thinkers because a lot of those turns are going to go long. You're going to be doing a whole lot of actions, a whole lot of APM, and you're going to need the start soon and just kind of take let the instincts take over. So the more time you get on a deck like that, the less actual thought moment to moment you have to do. You just kind of let it all flow,
It
and
all
hopefully
go.
let it all go. Just not arcane flow. That's cheap. You're cheating. That's cheating. Let it flow, and just play 40 cards in a turn. And both these players are capable of doing that. And I would not want to have my matchup come down to, boy, I hope they don't draw Field Contact or Octobot.
That's kind of the way these matchups feel, though, right? I mean, there's not
Yeah,
a whole lot of interaction that you can have on anything on a field contact, especially as you said earlier on. We were talking about neophytes and replaying them, and Rogue has the best ways to replay things, and
definitely.
sometimes you just secret passage on 4, you get a field contact with a shadow step in your hand, and you
Boom.
just kind of laugh.
Yep.
There's 3 cards that have been dumped out of your deck and a discounted contact to go on top of that. So sometimes Rogue just hits, and there was a little bit of alluding to Afterworlds. Quite a few of the decks that the GMs or have brought will be being touched, and Garrote Rogue was. I think everybody except one. So I believe there were 7 Garrotes brought this time around.
One of the things I find most interesting when in regards to nerfs is with rogue decks. When rogue decks are solid, when they're very, very good, they seem to survive through multiple nerfs. Look at the old Quest Rogue from back in the day, the Caverns Below Quest Rogue. Not only, Quest got nerfed multiple times, other cards in the deck got nerfed as well, and that deck still continued to be playable. Garrote Rogue, same thing. It gets nerfed and then it goes away for a little bit, and people go, I wonder if this deck is still good. And guess what? It is.
Yeah.
So you have to admire the fact that Rogue is very true to its class identity in the fact that it is impossible to kill sometimes because it just goes away, it stealths itself, and then comes back and stabs you in the face. You had no idea, and then all of a sudden you're dead to 6 Garrotes, or 4, I guess. In this case, since you play them twice and then they only come out of the deck 4 times now instead of 6, so only mildly less infuriating, I suppose, than it was in the past.
And really no new support from the past
No.
expansion too, which is baffling to me that not one card can really fit. I mean, Scabs really could, but that's a lot of mana to do when you're killing your opponent for way less. So that's also just a point that kind of baffles me, is that really it's just the same deck it's been the entire time.
Yeah, it's impressive, and I can see why the players at the top of Hearthstone have brought it to Worlds, because that is what you want. You want a deck that is not limited by, a bad draw as much as like a curve deck would be. Like sometimes you just with Libram Paladin, for example, oh, I drew all my 5 costs and up, didn't get a Libram discount, and I just lost the game. And there's not much you can do. But with Rogue, there always seems to be a little bit of an edge you can find yourself if you are a fantastic player with the deck. And of course, there are so many ways that you can lose percentage points if you don't know what you're doing. So that's it's as good a reason as any to learn the deck as well as you can, other than the fact that it will probably, ideally, hopefully, not exist in its current form in 2 weeks' time.
That's it. Well, I think we're just about ready to hop in here. Bands are in. We are looking at, we were both incorrect on what we wanted to see. Both rogues are going to be available.
Sure are.
We're going to see Wild 9 taking away the Shaman, and PWE is going to be taking away the Demon Hunter. So no Demon Hunter for Wild 9 and no Shaman for Agent.
So I guess we are going to get to see potentially some of these Garrett Rogues, Lifesteal Demon Hunters, and see what these players are capable of playing these very high skill cap decks.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they can bring for us.
Yep, I just told the players to start. So Wild 9 is going to be at the bottom of your screen. First to spectate for our casters, with Agent PWE at the top of your screen.
Thank you, Saku, as always.
Magical.
There's nothing quite like that first week in THL. You know, we've had about 7-8 weeks off now. If you didn't participate in the draft series, then you've been just kind of waiting patiently for the expansion to drop and THL to start back up again. Every team has a chance to win the championship at this point. There's nobody who's going to be out of it for several weeks. So it's always a fun time here these first few weeks where literally every team is in the running for a championship.
Yeah, I mean this is where you set the precedent, right? Week 1, that's where you come in, swing your big stick around and try and see what you can feel out from the opposition, and try and blow up the week, try and come out strong.
Much like Sunday has told us, at this point, everyone's a winner. Both players, viewers, casters, everybody.
Everyone. That's it. All of them.
Except for Yellow Dart. Never Yellow Dart.
Oh, my
Sorry.
man. Hello, two of my captains there, Sunday and Yellow Dart. Wow, you're just missing one more, and the trifecta.
I'm going to do some quick research and see what I can do before the end of this night.
Okay, see how you can sneak it in. I won't help you at all.
I can, though.
Don't do it, Saku.
Just don't drop the bomb. That's all.
No,
okay.
It's not him.
What? No.
Okay. You're out of it.
One guess, one and done.
That was it, bud. You blew your shot. Eminem, one opportunity.
You know what? It's all right because I've got plenty of digs at Isocles in my bag, which I haven't pulled any of those out yet. I know it's a long season, but anytime I can melt him on stream is great.
Well, not my captain, but a teammate and hero and a fantastic player. But right now, we're going to be seeing Wild 9 bringing a quest rogue, it looks like, with Agent PWE. And hey, there's that aggro druid.
Boy, I hope it's a quest rogue. Otherwise, Finally Imposter is a very odd inclusion in this deck. But yeah, Canis, I love it.
Look at it, eh? It's probably going to do a whole lot of nothing for him in this one. Maybe thinking he caught him on a great, I got the mutinous, I'm gonna eat your Anaconda. Oh wow, okay,
that's a heavy hand for Wild 9.
That is a thick hand. Luckily, there is the Blackwater Cutlass here to just stave off a little bit of early game.
I think he might just use it right now to get rid of this peasant.
I think he might. Yeah.
I don't know if that's Gabby approved. I think he said something about letting the peasant live.
Yes, but also please no. There are very few classes that can deal with peasant on 1, and Agent probably was thinking, Wild 9 has a burn coin here to deal with this, but we are going to see that, and this still doesn't tell Agent exactly the deck. It pretty much does, because I don't think you're ever seeing Blackwater Cutlass in a Garrote Rogue, but I think next turn, more than likely, Find the Imposter will come out and all will be revealed.
Ooh, the Prize Plunderer. I was just thinking, how in the world does Wild 9 get rid of this 2/2 without being able to get through the Divine Shield and Taunt, and Prize Plunderer is a fantastic answer to that.
Do you even play Find the Imposter here and just
I don't
coin
think so.
swindle Plunderer?
I
And
think
just
that's the way, yeah.
and just keep them guessing and like, yeah.
I would be more than happy to do that. Yeah, none of those cards progress your quest in any way. So at this point, you're hiding information, albeit a little bit, like you said, it's more likely than not
Yes.
that he is a quest rogue. But yeah, you're drawing some cards, and now he has even more options too because he's got the extortion,
Yes.
which you don't want to use that until you play the Find the Imposter, understandably.
Yeah, I think this Plunderer still comes down, and
Mhm.
even probably you're going to swing in just to save a trade here and possibly force Agent to hero power down this Plunderer, but
You're gonna hold on to it. That's fine.
that's fine too. It does have the, Find the Imposter extortion to pretty much deal with whatever. It's going to come down, and there is the Cloudnet.
Yeah, and I guess that's the argument for wanting to. Well, no, it would have been able to trade either way. I'm looking at the damage increase, or the health increase, not the damage increase there on that card, which is not a thing. So yeah, let's go ahead and play the quest finally on turn 3. That is a very normal route for the rogue.
Yes, this is a spicy one. I think Agent is finally saying, "Oh yeah, okay, far left card was kept but not played for so long." Yeah.
If you're Agent here, you're also running out of cards already going into turn 4. The Encumbered Pack Mule, not a card you want in your opening hand because you only get 1 copy of it instead of 2. Mark of the Spike Shell as well will give a little bit more juice to the hand here.
It's a very interesting inclusion because it's going to be able to make this Annoyatron just extremely annoying, and going to give a second one in the hand.
And go ahead and make it as beefy as possible. With the Adorable Infestation, it goes to a 4/5 and 2 Cubs on board. So there still is the problem here for
Wildlands.
that this is a board. It's a board that has to be answered, and we're looking at no way to activate this agent. So do you want to just play it to progress the quest, or do you play the Edwin and just get a draw?
Because this is going to give you your gizmo. It could be the Banish. It could be Stealth. Weapon wouldn't be the best.
And that's what it is.
Because you got to have to dive into a 5/4, and the more damage you take from this, you're going to be sad. You might honestly save it because if you're able to, I guess you can't really combo it with the Assassin next turn.
Not next turn, yeah.
Yeah. So no, I mean you just, I guess maybe again play the guessing game, keep your cards close, and keep Agent wondering what that gizmo could be.
Yeah, the only way that Assassin is getting activated next turn is if it's a extortion extortion to kill a minion, and then the Assassin would drop down to 4 mana. Yeah. Or we could see if this 3/3 is left alive, a Shadow Step and into the Assassin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would definitely have to be something along those lines. I mean, Scabs is 2 turns away, so it's going to be able to relieve a little bit of pressure, but there's a Mark of the Wild. My goodness.
And honestly, at this point, with what Wild9 has in hand and what Agent PW has on board, Wild's probably thinking, I don't know if I make it to turn 7.
Yeah, I mean, if this Mark comes down on the Annoyo and, like, it just wants to spread it out, that's fine too. Play around any Shadow Step shenanigans.
Sure. Pack Mule finally coming down here. And this board, just as imposing as it was before, Swindle is not great.
Not great. It activatable with the gyro not played, so good heads up play there by Wild9. Passage is alright for next turn. Well, Arbor Up, been a dream.
I'd say Arbor Up is still lethal.
Now, it's very interesting because Wild9 could hero power and take a 50-50, or I guess it'd be a 66-33 to clear off one of these.
Sure.
And then would actually survive an Arbor unless it has to kill it has to kill the 3/1.
At this point, he knows the card in hand is that Annoyatron because it came off of the Mark of the Spike Shell. So Wild is probably sitting there thinking, all right, if he runs 2 Arbors, probably does, a 1 in 11 chance with 22 cards left in the deck that I die. So that is sub 10%. You know, if you're if you play Hearthstone, you know the numbers and you run the numbers, you probably take that chance and just say, if he draws the Arbor up, so be it.
Takes it.
Nope, he's gonna go for it.
Finds it.
Okay.
Adorable is not going to be the Arbor that Agent is looking for here, but it is going to be able to allow him to grow this board even more.
Yeah, more things that need to be answered.
Yeah, and there is not a lot of counterplay that this Quest Rogue is going to be able to have here. Quest has not progressed very much. One Gizmo already played. Mr. Smite is a very interesting inclusion in the Quest Rogue.
Everything 6 mana and up, I believe, is in hand at this point that would be in this deck, other than a second assassin.
Yeah, so I mean, luckily the Secret Passage is going to give playable cards, but of course we draw the two next most expensive cards.
And there's a Shadow Step, which is really not anything that great here.
No, I do believe you're still lethal on board for Agent, even with these double. I guess we'll see what the Gizmo is.
If the Gizmo can zap the 4/5 back to hand, he is potentially alive.
Yeah, because there is 7 on the board
right now.
He
gets
now.
The Fizz Flash
Oh
Distractor.
My goodness.
Sometimes it's just a matter of asking for it nicely, and that's what Wild9 gets. Was I believe a 1 in 5 chance there. So he played to the outs and he got it.
Arbor does still kill.
It does, and again, still in that same situation with Drekthar.
Ooh.
Same situation that that means it's every minion. It's every minion, not Arbor up, so you can still have Arbor up in the deck. Looks like Drekthar.
So it's
this costs more than every minion. Oh, that is not ideal.
That is not.
I mean, it's
double
bodies. It's bodies. In this phase, you just want to stick whatever you can on board. But
True.
Scabs is probably going to be the play here.
I would assume it'd be an insta slap. I can't imagine like Passage would be the only other thing I'd contemplate here, but I'm really not thinking of it that hard.
No.
Scabs bounces everything back. You could take a value trade here.
I do like that because the Druid of the Reef that was played is weaker than either of the forms that it would get replayed in. So I like that a lot. And nothing here for the hero power to discount that you'd want to play. You're obviously not going to play Secret Passage, so this is just a pass at this point. But Drekthar now gets to come down again.
Yeah, Wild9 has a lot more wiggle room now with the hero power. Going to discount some of these, bigger cards in hand, and gonna hopefully be able to get through. Could even play, like Battleground and do some crazy. Okay. This is gonna be a thinking turn. I feel.
Well, yeah. Start with sleight of hand. Why not?
Yeah.
Unless you're planning on playing something that costs less than 2 mana first, which I don't think he is. So.
I think your SI operative comes down, and then your assassin, and then you Tenwu the assassin, and then you just keep doing crazy things, get some good value trades.
Yeah, you can do all of that without playing a spell,
which is
Trog won't. Yeah, you don't want Trog to start doing duplicating itself because that's a good way to get dead.
Yeah,
but Wild9 might have just stabilized. Very, very possible.
Yeah, gonna probably be counting to make sure he has the mana to do everything, but I think he's more than okay. Scabs is now picked up in hand. Tenwu being used here is a bit unfortunate, but it's also a extreme necessity.
Very much so, yes.
And yeah, gonna cost 0 because the assassin counts itself as a card. You ever rip the passage here? No need to?
I don't think there's a need to at this point.
I guess what do we... Oh, yeah, going for it. Wow, really taking down Foxy Fraud and into... Do we get anything?
Yes, he gets the Fraud off. I think he probably would have preferred to play the Skulker.
Yes.
Obviously he had seen Skulker, but he probably played the Foxy Fraud because he saw a number that matches mana. And I'm going to play that as quick as possible. Probably didn't even see the Skulker until the end of the turn. Had already actually roped out.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a composting, and that is not the draw that Agent was looking for here.
Would have liked that a few turns ago.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lethal that we can see next turn for Wild 9. Can't play Scabs and Battlemaster in the same turn, but we could definitely set the Scabs up.
There are edge cases. I don't know if it's a lethal, but like the Edwin gets played with the discount to 2, and then you get a run of really cheap cards, and then a smite comes down.
True. That's very possible.
Because we're seeing what?
Oh, we do have the hero power though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You use the hero power to start. Edwin becomes 2 mana, and then you have 7 mana to play around with. And if you get something like Shadow Step, you can Shadow Step the 4/4 to play that for free. I mean, there's a lot of options here. And
yeah, Agent kind of realizing he's just got to push face.
Yeah, damage is damage at this point.
And important to remember, Drexar in the deck, so there are no Panthers to push any additional damage over the top. I think although I miscounted it, I do believe this should. No, it won't be lethal.
Not yet.
A lot of cards here. A lot of things for Wild 9 to do. Yeah, just gonna Flash Fizzle, get rid of a draw that Agent could have to find anything. Unfortunately, Druid does not have a ton of direct damage anymore. No more swipes, obviously, and really I don't think anything else that goes face, unless there's a magical Mr. Smite played in this deck, which I don't believe so, because Drexar was active.
Well, I'm looking at what card to put on top of the deck. Probably going to be the Og Merchant, I would imagine, because the Loon can really mess you up, and as far as you know, no other taunts are in hand, so you don't want to give him one with Druid of the Wreath. Gonna put the damage in now. Will he use Noggin Foggery? I would imagine so. Yes, there it is. And yeah, that was the Guardian Og Merchant, which was not going to do anything for PWE, at least not enough. And it becomes a 1-0 win there for Wild 9. What a great turnaround for Wild 9. Bad hand to start with. Played without playing the quest for 2 turns. Didn't play till turn 3. But as chat pointed out in the pregame, Scabs is the nuts.
Scabs indeed is the nuts. Absolutely cleaned that game. Bought Wild 9 the time he needed to really find the resources in that heavy hand that he was really dealing with. Plays like the holding on to the Hidden Gyre, and then being able to swing and winning the statistical advantage of not dying on that turn or dodging the Arbor Ops from Agent. It's just really, really strong play from a quest rogue line.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons we see that Quest Rogue, despite it not being the favorite of the pros, and because Garrett Rogue is a thing, it's still very potent in its own right. And we're going to see PWE trot the Druid back out once more, and it's going to be looks like a mirror match, because we see Drexar for Wild 9, and have to assume he's going to hold on to that Drexar. And what are you thinking?
I would say Agent does have Arbor in the deck.
Okay, yes, we can confirm it is a card that is very good and is usually run in this deck, and Agent was not silly for not including it.
But yeah, no, Drexar is the card that you're looking to keep here. I think if you're Wild 9, especially in the mirror, I think it's just completely throw such a tempo swing in your favor. Really, no matter what you get, getting anything on the board is pretty great.
Yeah, I don't know if I was gonna say I don't know if you keep a Loon here if you're Wild 9. It looks like he's gonna go for a higher percentage play, or Peasant. That's the one drop you want with the play.
That's the one, yeah. Oh, into a 2, into a 3, into a 4. That is Curbstone.
Yeah, it looks very good right now. And there's Trog.
Okay.
He's going with the coin.
There's a lot, yeah. So probably going to rush this in. I'm interested to see if the coin is used to play the Trog.
going to go for the peasant instead.
And it's going to get immediately punished.
Yeah, the Brawler can be played, or we can just Hero Power and clean it up if you're Wild 9 and save the Og Merchant into Brawler next turn. Both are pretty reasonable.
I think Agent was kind of baiting this peasant and wanting Wild 9 to Hero Power it. I kind of like... I don't know. On 3, if I'm Wild 9, I guess I want to be playing the Elune because I just don't see in a world that that the Elune is being dealt with, especially if we Og Merchant the Peasant. We also still have the Og Merchant to protect the Elune, or just kind of get out of control. But now we do have the classic Bone Chewer Brawler into Og Merchant turn if Wild 9 does so choose.
Well, as you said, if Wild 9 plays a Loon here, where does it die? It would have to be buffed, and PW does have buffs, but even with those buffs, it's not enough to kill it. So he's going to go ahead and play the combo right now, which means this Trog, even if it gets buffed, would still not survive.
Yeah, name a better duo. Bone Chewer Brawler into Og Merchant.
It is pretty good.
Okay, this could... I mean, this is Drekthar. As juicy as a Loon Peasant looks, Drekthar is just so much here.
Yeah, Drekthar is the same amount of minions, and with a higher ceiling. In this case, he gets another taunt with a 2/3, so hit pretty decently there.
Yeah, it did pull the Battle Cry for a little bit of a overkill damage. Sometimes you need to push through with the Claw Fury Adept, but man, a Loon coming out just to stave off some of this early on aggression here. It does have the second one for Agent, but definitely on the back foot.
I mean, a Loon into Druid of the Reef cleans up this 2/4 without any board commitment.
Yeah, I really like...
double Peasant after that.
Yeah, I think I really like that. As you said, everything's still going face that needs to go face.
All right, Wild 9 doesn't want to use the Druid of the Reef at the moment. That's fine because the board is still strong, and this is still looking very, very, very uphill for PWE.
Well, there is going to be double Battle Master, but ooh,
yeah, no taunt to be seen to play with the Battle Guard. So that is it. 2 in a row here. Druid falls for PWE.
That was a quick one. Just I guess the explosiveness of that mirror, as we said, Drekthar is the ultimate. I win more than likely in the mirror matchup there.
Yeah, Drekthar is one of those cards that we haven't seen as many cards lately that are just, you gotta have them in your opening hand to increase that win percentage so dramatically. But when they do show up in these meta decks, it can be frustrating, especially in a mirror like that, where like, man, if I just had the Drekthar, maybe I'd be the one who's pushing for the win right now instead of going down 0-2. But looks like we get another Quest Rogue. No Garrote Rogue tonight from either player.
Yeah, I kind of expected this one out of Agent. Wild 9s did surprise me a bit, not seeing a Paladin on the other side. But I kind of did expect it from Agent. I mean, this is the matchup that he has been looking for, and if there is going to be a way to turn this one around, I believe this is exactly the one he was looking for.
And a much more standard option here for Agent PW. He plays the Quest on turn 1.
Yes. Oh, wow. That's a great draw for Wild 9 in this situation. Yeah, definitely more standard. Skulker, though, could be able to play, but could just see an SI infiltration or extortion.
Yeah, I could see both. It looks like we might, which is going to go ahead and just get this quest to part due.
Yeah, I mean that the SI Assassin is already getting extremely low. Can even make it go to 4 with the next extortion. Shadow Steps in hand. I mean, this is the I guess the start that you're looking to have against or not a hand buff, but a Libram. Seeing Bannerman come down there as well, and there's the smite.
few options here for PWE. That Noggenfogger, not going to be the most useful at this juncture, but going to go ahead and pull the Skulker back, discount it, play it again, and get second part of the quest done here on turn 3. So where we had Wild9 playing the quest on turn 3, we have Agent PWE taking the turn into almost having Scabs by turn 3, which is just quite impressive. And now you can play that Mole, and it won't progress the quest again, but
I think you hold the mole because you want to use it for the agent or the assassin, because you don't really want a Noggenfogger right now.
But you could, I mean, you could use the Noggenfogger for the assassin as well, because the mole just gives you. If you play the mole, you get an option. I mean, maybe it's a useful card. You don't know what you'll get out of it. Of course, it is random from your opponent's class. So Trog shows up about 3 turns too late for Wild9.
Okay, that's a 6-mana Scabs. Let's talk about it.
Well, yeah, let's discuss it, because the only thing better than a 7-mana Scabs is a discounted 6-mana Scabs, and that is probably going to be pretty key here, especially with the stuff Wild9 has in hand. You know, Liadrin to start buffing everything into Oblivion, Varian to start drawing. He's going to have some big stuff on board that Agent would love to get rid of.
Yeah, I mean, Wild9 coming into some very strong turns, Aldor turns into Varians, and yeah, Scab can just say, no, I don't think so. Not this time around, anyway. Unfortunate here that Agent doesn't have a way to complete quest just yet. Maybe even thinking of just tempoing out this assassin.
Looks like that's the way it's going here, and I know it doesn't feel good to use it on a 3-2 when there are so many high-value targets in Paladin. About, from where I'm sitting, 6 of them in hand. Let's just add another one on the list. These are all these are all things you'd love to go ahead and hit with an SI7 assassin, but you know, it's at some points you do have to pressure, and just getting a 4/4 body on board can at least start to put a little pressure on Wild9.
Yeah, and this is what you were going over a little earlier there, Donde, was sometimes you're sitting in hand as Wild9 and you've got, you know, nothing costs less than 5. You do have the Trog here, but that's just fodder for this deck. So,
right.
I mean, you're just sitting here facing down this board and, you know, 3 cards from your opponent, but you really have no play other than playing a Pupil or a Truthseeker here.
Yeah, I'd say Truthseeker just to get the additional Libram discounts. If you happen to top deck a Libram of Hope, it is going to be playable next turn.
Yeah, Libram Hope could come down. Could also help to discount the Pupils if we find Wisdoms and things like that. But this SI Informant is going to be able to come flying down. That is an 8/8. Oh my, and I would expect the Noggenfog to come down on the 8/8.
Or we're going to go ahead and use it right now to get through.
Okay.
Which I think is reasonable. I mean, if you're PWE, you think to yourself, how does Wild9 with Paladin remove my 8/8 right now? And the answer would be a rush into the 8/8, which he does have the animated broomstick, but that's going to be a lot of commitment to getting rid of the 8/8. Other than if there's a Barov in hand, and not every Libram Paladin runs Barov, but most do.
Yeah, Paladin is one of, I guess, the best ways with AoE with even Librams of Justice to, you know, the Librams of Justice / City Tax, which was, you know, couldn't find the exact 30 list, so people were playing City Tax for just a little bit more clear. And as you said, this is going to be a broomstick turn just to stave off some of this little bit more early aggression, but Scabs is more than likely going to come down next turn, and there's a lot of gas with actually Blessed Goods getting picked up by the Mole.
Yeah, Libram of Justice was already one of those cards that had kind of dropped down to like a 1-of in the deck before the expansion, and then with the introduction of Iron Deep Trog, the second one was removed most of the time for at least one of the Trog spots. So it isn't a card that you necessarily would have to worry about. I mean, it is it is THL, and there are techs, and PWE might have been accounting for that as a possibility in Wild9's hand. But this is now PWE continuing to pressure here. And there's the Libram of Hope. That's a really good draw, because with the broomstick, that's going to clear the 8/8.
And Agent did just use the Fizz Flash as well. So this is not
Right.
going to be able to get bounced back into hand. There's no more. I mean, we do have
Well,
the
scabs.
scabs.
Yeah.
To bounce it back, but there's no damage that can come out from behind this. But I would assume scabs is going to be played here.
Well, there with that prize plunderer? Is there a way to get up to 8 damage now and not have to commit your scabs? I'm wondering here.
I don't think we can play 8 cards, can we?
Well, you don't have to necessarily play 8 because you can get, if you can get to 5, you could play the Hidden Gyro Blade, and yeah, you're taking 8 damage, but at this point, you might be okay with taking 8 damage.
Might be the way he's looking. Could also just be looking to bounce these back into his hand with the scabs. You know, some good death rattles. Yeah, I think you're right, Dundee. He might be looking to go for this SI Gyro
the
Blade.
SI even drops the amount of damage. It's yeah. So now he's played 3 cards. He's dealt 2 damage. So Plunderer gets it to 8-3, and then yeah, just the weapon itself will get you there. Might play the other mole or keep the mole for combo purposes. Nope, Noggin Fog to the 7/7. I like that a lot more.
Just hide it. Hide the big boy.
And even if you don't have the Battle Master in hand right now, you can still rep the Battle Master, and it has to be respected by Wild 9. And there is no shortage of options for Wild 9 how he might wish to proceed.
Yeah, that Libram of Wisdom pickup here is going to be pretty nice too, because you can get these Devout Pupils to be a little bit cheaper. I don't know if you can really play much else behind it.
Well, do you just Trog and put the Libram of Wisdom down?
I think you Wisdom the Broom, you trade, you Trog, you Wisdom, and then you just double Devout, and
Yeah, absolutely.
say what you say. I Varian looks nice here, but I feel Varian is dealt with extremely easily.
Yeah.
It just that Varian doesn't feel very safe to me. You've seen pretty much every single scabs gizmo used thus far outside of the mole, and I don't think we're really too worried about a mole right now. So
I think you've nailed it on the head here. This is what Wildline's going with. He's going to leave him a Wisdom trade. I think having the 2 minions up with Divine Shield is the way to go, because even with 1 assassin, you'd have to bounce you'd have to bounce it twice in order to kill both of these, or you'd have to bounce it once rather and play it a second time in order to kill both of these. He's gonna put the Libram on the Pupil instead of the Trog. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I guess what does a Trog really do for you at this point? I suppose.
yeah, just makes it a little bit more awkward to kill. But I think Mr. Smite. Oh, does he win it? No, not this time. Oh, I guess it was Wild 9 he won last time. So Agent does not get the same Gyro Blade RNG.
Might just see the 9/7 remove the Divine Shield, the 3/3 kill the 5/3, and then scabs into Hero Power. In how many cards has he played so far?
He has played 0.
None so far.
Yeah, I would say start with Blessed Good, see what you can get.
Ooh,
that's poison.
Basilisk or Ambush, both poisonous options.
I think the Secret is pretty interesting here.
Yeah.
Take the Secret, play it, because it's going to make Wild 9 have to guess what it is.
Right.
You can then mole. You can then also.
Yeah, he's going to play it after Scabs. Yeah, play it after Scabs. That's fine. Yep. And play the mole, and then Hero Power, and then play the Secret.
Got it.
Look at this man and his APM. Never in doubt. Never in doubt.
Dialed in. Libram of Wisdom is not going to be what you want to see. And actually, more importantly, Agent left up the pupil that had the Libram of Wisdom on it, bouncing it back and destroying that one. So now just the singular in deck, and not too many played for Liadrin to bounce back. Almost guaranteed a hope at this rate, but
yeah,
not playable. Very much not playable.
Could just play the pupil and put a Wisdom on it, Liadrin, get a whole mess of Librams back. I don't really see Varian being that crucial at this moment, and especially considering Scabs got bounced. So
yeah,
there's a Fizz Flash that is a guaranteed possibility next turn. If you just leave, he's He's gonna go for it. He's gonna go ahead with one minion here, drawing Samuro, Truth Seeker, and
But
Cariel.
gets the trifecta, but surprise, gonna be able to take a nice value trade into the poison. I guess it's very strange to say a value trade, but you know, that's varying.
I think this is lethal.
Is it? You bounce
Scabs, you discount Smite.
Oh yeah,
and
easily.
then yeah.
I actually don't think you need Smite here because you just get the damage from the Gyro and from the stealth. You can just but you
got to bounce that 9/9 first of all.
bounce the 9/9. No, I don't. Is there a way we can plunder?
So he's played 2 cards so far.
You got to pop this.
You play a 3rd in the Fizz Flash. You play a 4th with the Undercover or with the Noggin Fogger to pump up one of your 4/2s. Nah, he's beyond Smite at this point, so no.
Yeah, and now with the Mole going in, we're still the Fizz Flash hit.
Nolan, that was an interesting pickup, though.
Yeah. Nice little trade there. I'll give him a Trog there, I'd assume. That was a quick snap pick.
A whole lot happening there at the end of that turn for PWE. But again, this board is very, very threatening. And he needs this game to keep the game or keep the series alive.
Yeah, I mean, Cariel Rome could take a nice value trade. Can bring Aldor Truthseeker down behind that. Samuro with no buff. Oh my goodness gracious!
Not having played the Liadrin last turn means that with Samuro with no. I mean, Samuro obviously wouldn't be in hand if it weren't for variance. So you're picking your
yeah.
Your there. I guess we say it wouldn't be in hand, but it could have been if it weren't for the Spiomatic. A possibility that it would have shown up this turn.
True. Oh man, this is yeah, I'm just seeing Aldor Rome play the Trog.
I don't think that's enough.
I don't believe so. No, it's just trade on board and yeah. All right, Agent stays alive. Did he get the Trog? Nah.
We avoid the back-to-back sweeps here on Friday Night Fights, as the first series was the 3-0. For those just tuning in, sorry if you were going to go back and watch the VOD, but
yeah, spoiler alert.
Well worth it to go back and hear our voices discuss the game in real time. So please don't skip that VOD. Check it out on YouTube. Give us a like. We can't see the dislikes anymore, so if you want to dislike it, you're a jerk, but we won't know. But yeah, definitely check out YouTube, check out our VODs here on Twitch, and please make sure to follow and subscribe if you like what you're seeing, what you're hearing. Saku puts a lot of great work into this as well. He's been our silent stream op tonight. Thank you for all that you do, Saku, and thank you to all of our viewers out there for tonight.
Yeah, viewers keep us active. No viewers, no activity. So thanks to everybody, as well as the players, obviously, and THL. We can go on and on.
Yes, we love our players here in THL, our league, which we can say again, thankfully. And if if you're a player who'd like to play on stream, you've heard us. We're not mean. We just want to showcase the best of what THL has to offer. We will settle for showing Isocles instead sometimes if we have to. But if you think that you're better than him, which you are, you should just let us know. We'll get you on stream.
Savagery.
I told you I'd get him one more time.
Absolute savagery.
He's going to send me a Discord DM that will consist solely of an emoji, and it will not be a happy emoji.
No, it will be a very upset emoji. All right. Well, looks like Agent has opted out of the OTK lifesteal and instead into what it looks like the Fell. I guess people have been calling it the Fell Star, as Molestar famously took it to the finals and won the latest Maniac Monday tournament.
Molstar, yes, a very good player, and big fan of him as a THL member, hitting rank 1 so frequently. Definitely it goes to show that the level of competition here in THL has improved leaps and bounds over even just like a year ago in all series. That's not just pro, wild, like everything. So you're getting players of the highest caliber here in THL, including grandmasters too. So yeah, Molstar, very impressive. Shout out to Molstar for hitting rank 1.
Big ups indeed. This is a bit of an awkward Bannerman turn here for Wild 9. There is one, well, it'll be 2 minions getting this buff. Maybe do you coin Cariel here?
I mean, yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff in hand that gets discounted. I think it's probably a decent idea. And
Nice.
Wild 9 agrees.
It's going to get rid of this Deadeye. Leaves Cariel up to the Aldachi Warblades. Takes Delina?
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, philosophy hits what exactly in your
Nothing.
deck? Nothing.
Oh, it'll hit a Felgorger. Sorry, I forgot Felgorgers are
sorry.
actually
They are
our
indeed
demons, strangely enough.
And I mean,
It's
I
more
guess
draw.
It is more draw. He took it. I assume that means you're planning on ripping it right now to get the discount, not the discount, to get the outcast. Plays the Thalnos and
Doesn't want to. So maybe
wonder
there's an Il'gynoth in here. That's a very peculiar play. I'm interested to see what.
That plus a Moarg. Yeah, could. Wait, is this the token? The token version here with the expendable performers.
I think we are. I don't think we're gonna see giants here. I'm a bit perplexed. This could be a 5/4.
All right, let's see what Wild 9 is working with. Lots of options. Aldor, chief among them here. But beyond that, a turn where you're probably not going to use all your mana here. He does have the Lord Barrow Broomstick combo. That is really not something you want to utilize on this board, however.
Yeah, I don't really think Barrow's going to be seeing a whole lot of anything this time around. Unless we do see a sporadic giant, maybe. But yeah, I would expect this to be an Aldor and then just double wisdom. And maybe he does Barov.
It also should be noted that the Bannerman into Barov combo is basically the cursed combo.
You
don't really care about giving him +1/+1 because you want him to die almost immediately in 99% of the circumstances that you play him.
Yeah, it's definitely not the best option. Just gonna go to clear up the board a little bit here.
Sure.
Those windmills are actually, should they not cost? Did we play 2?
Only one so far. Just the one Aldor. They were decreased because of Cariel.
That's what I was gonna say. I wasn't 100% sure, but we did get the 1 off there. Well, Chaos Leech is duly on time. Going to be able to take out this attendant very nicely. Wild 9 is just praying for another discount. Does get the attendant, but might have liked if that said True Seeker, but an attendant will do just as fine, I suppose.
Yeah, getting Cariel down next turn would be fine as far as Wild 9 is concerned, I imagine. I am looking forward to watching Lord Barov catch these buffs in hand and just become an absolute juggernaut of stats. And that is not ideal, but you know what? At this point, maybe Wild 9 just wants a big minion, doesn't really care where he gets it.
Yeah, I mean, Barov is a big minion. It would be if after a couple 4/4s buffs. Oh man, but yeah, more than likely we're going to see the Lightforge Carryall come down at this rate. I guess the only thing you don't want to play it too soon because you might be scared of the Viper, and there it is sitting in Agent's hand.
Another nice trade there for Wild9 and PWE's minion. Gonna go ahead and drop the Libram of Hope right now. Knight draws the second Libram of Hope.
Ooh,
And
okay.
so we're gonna delay the Carryall a turn. It doesn't really have a whole lot of
no purpose.
No purpose at this point. Yeah, I mean, at this point you're not really facing any damage threats. You're pretty healthy. So unless you're getting OTK'd, you feel pretty comfortable where you are. Mage Hunter is in hand, which is really unfortunate for Wild9 because it will most likely just nuke the Librams right off of this taunt. But I guess, does he want to use it now?
Whoa.
Gonna skull.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Never punished.
No.
I don't know if you... I guess you could. I think you may want to save your Mage Hunter for, a specific time that you really need to rip off a bunch of... But man, yeah, Agent playing fast and loose, leaving that up. I mean, there clearly is no Battle Master in the deck, and just going to slam a second Libram of Hope. And I like that because now your Liadrin is got a better chance to give you more back. We have seen Wild9 playing a lot of Wisdoms though. So the worry is you might get a bit clogged up with Wisdoms in hand, but as soon as you do get them, you can play them right out. And these are two extremely sticky minions that Expendables can't get through all of it.
Yeah, it can do effectively 14 damage. Clink off both shields. And where do we go from here now?
That'd be something with like a mage? No, Mage Hunter doesn't seem...
He's got free coordinated strike in hand, so he can do another 3, which will take out the 8. Well, no, he's going to take out far more than that. You just go for big heal with the Warblades, perhaps, with the Fury. Oh, setting up the Fell Barrage. All right.
Oh, it does. Yeah, it does get there. Okay. Five go in, 3 with the second, the free coordinated strike. Oh no,
that's
gonna go
a
for
creative little board clear right there. I mean,
okay.
You use the expendable performers, which you definitely don't really want to use. Obviously, don't use both of them, considering that is part of your win condition. But Devout Pupil off the top, it's free. That's usually pretty good.
Now, is this the Liadrin turn? I feel like it
must
should be.
If it wasn't a Liadrin turn, he would have played Lightforge Carryall first to try and hit the Devout.
Yeah.
But not necessary because we're just going to go ahead and give it +4/+4 if we want to by hand, and that's because of the Librams. So here comes 2 more giant minions. PW did great last turn to remove. He's going to have to do some stuff here with double Mage Hunter in hand. Might actually be...
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking there. Yeah, this double Mage Hunter seems really good into post Liadrin, play all of your Wisdoms, and just get them absolutely deleted. Just straight delete all of these Wisdoms. Goodbye.
Yeah, not 1 but 2 coming down here, I would imagine. There's the first. It will die to both will die to these minions, but that's completely beside the point as far as Agent PW is concerned.
Yeah,
exactly what they're designed to do.
Man, built for Trogs, but late game Mage Hunters, maybe should be called Paladin Hunters, Oath Breakers even.
And we have, at this point too, PW probably trying to think of how do I get the most out of this Jace?
Yeah, that's the thing too. Got to juice the Jace eventually, and double Fell Barrage is in there. Yep. I believe there's also, if we play this second Fury, that'll be the second Fury put in. There's also Chaos Strike in there, so not a ton of over the top damage, but quite a bit, especially pre-Carryall.
He didn't play the Fury this turn. I guess
You could just
holding
play
out
it
there.
with Jace, right?
Yeah, sure could. I think it seems like with both Warblades used already, you're not going to go ahead and heal a bunch with it. But
No, yeah.
there's two more minions, two more large minions.
Another
Well, I guess
coordinated
4-2 is more of a
strike.
middle-ish tier minion.
We do have Chaos Leeches in the pool for fell spells as well. That is a difficult sentence to say.
It's one Fury, potentially the second if it's played. A Chaos Strike
Yeah.
has been played, double Fell Barrage, one Chaos Leech,
No
and
Immo auras at all.
no Immo.
And a philosophy. I feel like philosophy is it a shadow or a fell?
Philosophy is a
Fell.
fell.
Yeah,
So yeah,
okay.
it would philosophy nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Fantastic.
We're gonna see Jace. So it's gonna kill that 4-2 with the first barrage, and then it will hit the 8-8 for 2-4 as well.
And then
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's gonna hit the minion, the 1-1 that pops out. So the 8-8 is going to be impervious to those fell barrages, but
oh, he drew the Fellgorger off of the Chaos Strike.
yes, he did. And there's an Immo,
Oh,
but he has to use the 13. Oh no.
and takes 8-2. Oh, you hate to see it there.
He was just pleading for more direct damage so he could avoid it, but just wasn't to be.
Now there still is the classic 28 damage for
Yes.
Agent that he can do with the Expendables fell, and as soon as he finds his own hero in Kurtrus. But this is a board.
As we've seen every turn here from Wild Knight, it seems like this board gets destroyed and comes back stronger, if not at least as strong as the previous turn. This one's a little bit wider and a little bit less tall, but Immo Aura now in hand for PWE. Fellgorger coming down behind it.
Might want to play that Chaos Strike. I guess this is always playable, right? Oh, but now it might not be.
Oh well, yeah. It
that
is.
kind of hurts. Okay.
Never. Okay. Yeah.
Never
Bail out.
Yeah, and then just coordinated strike, clean this up.
PWE is going to sit there thinking, what do I have to do to get rid of a board and have it not come back with the Fury? And Wild Nine's thinking, you know what? Actually, you've done a pretty good job so far, and I'm running out of stuff. I've got Carryall, but what else do I really have in deck at this point? 9 cards left in deck.
There is a whole lot of nothing, I would believe. There,
Second
both
Vindicator, Varian is still in there. I guess would be the big bomb left to draw.
Varian draws you True Seekers, double True Seekers still in the deck. But no Wisdoms are left.
That is a low roll of a draw, but we're probably just gonna see Carryall and Hero Power and hope you hit that Knight instead of the Broomstick, but I have a feeling whatever gets hit is what we will see come down.
Yeah. Yeah, just got to keep applying pressure. I don't actually believe there is still a Hand of a Doll that the Knight will draw, but outside of that, I don't think it draws much more.
Yeah, second Hand of a Doll might be Noble Mount is not a holy spell, so even if there's a second Noble Mount, which I imagine there is, it will not get drawn. All the Librams are gone, and okay, we're gonna take the Hand of a Doll route instead. And I'm surprised that Carryall hasn't made its way down because it is 2 damage in and of itself.
Has to be paranoid of Viper, right? It's really the only way you're going to lose this is that if you know. So just saw the Viper go back into the deck, but now we're going to see a skull come. We're going to see a skull.
What's better than a Viper is a free Viper.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, no, like you said, eventually, and actually, with the skull, if we get the free Viper, it's going to allow Agent to Viper the turn that he wants to push the damage.
Right, exactly on his command, and that Kurtrus.
That's gonna, that's yeah. Why not? Just a little bit more, and
Yeah, no choice here.
Uh,
Wildland's got to play the Cariel.
Well, the Cariel is going to come down, and I don't think there's enough for. There's actually not enough for Agent to trade into
No.
to do the damage. Does he end up just losing this because he can't do the big damage? Because Wild9 has kept his board like.
Does it add a little bit more to the board?
He might never Cariel.
I mean, Cariel,
you might just let him die
yeah.
to fatigue, right?
Yeah, well, we're going to see PW play the Kurtrus here, regardless. So there's two 11-4 demons with Rush. You don't want Kurtrus to show up that late, but it is a consolation prize at least to have some painfully sized demons on board here. And you know, the extra armor gain, PW might have enough juice to get through this.
Is he going to push another 7 up top? But Cariel's going to come through, be able to clean off these 11-3s. Bit of armor gain. There's an Aldor. It's not going to be playable, but it could hit the 4/4 buff, and then it could spell disaster for Wild9 actually playing a massive minion at this point.
Actually, Wild9 can play the Truth Seeker and the Broomstick and clear off his own board. And that gets rid of both his and PW's board. Like you said, now you're in a situation where you don't have to...
Yeah, I was going to say, even hero power and do it? I guess this just leaves you over with a
hero
broom.
power, yeah. Well, the broom is at 2/2 instead because of the Bannerman buff.
Yeah, I just figured if he took a value trade with the... Yeah, just
he sent in one up top.
Boom, that's it, yeah. Yeah, that's right? He just can't do enough damage.
Yeah, rarely do you see a situation where not playing Cariel is the right move, but it is the right move here, absolutely.
Yeah, you don't need to half damage if Agent can't do the damage.
Yeah, he's telling Agent, you got to play that Viper because you need to play it to get something on board. And the second you do, this Cariel comes down, and then you just don't ever win because you're not going to be able to destroy my weapon, and inevitability will take its course.
Yeah, I mean, sitting at 19, even if you do the full combo with, which is highly doubtful with the way that Wild9 has been holding back resources and trading off like that. It's it's looking maybe just is he gonna do it?
He's gonna take what he can get.
Yeah, it's gonna push 4. Oh man, does he Rustwick?
Oh, the Vesra Viper.
He's saying I gotta push damage. Cariel. No, he's gonna hold it. Okay. I mean, that's
kind of an airdrop for Wild9 there with the Noble Mount.
So he has to Cariel now, right? This you can't take 6. This is the lethal here, right? He has to Cariel.
He would take 8 this turn if Wild9 chooses to do just nothing.
Well, if Wild9 does nothing, the attacks just refresh the hero power with
the attack. Yeah, it's the attacks. It's not the death of the minion. My
it's and yeah, so there is going to be the one poke that's going to be able to 3, 4, and then 5 next turn. I mean, Viper does its job.
This has been so well played on both sides.
It really, really has. It's great recognition for Wild9 to hold back massive threats. But
a hit!
And he hits and he sticks.
I know it was a 1 out of 3. I know it was, but Stonehearth Vindicator was one of the other cards. It was an awful hit, and now Noble Mount. This thing is immortal. That is just game right there. And Agent PW knows it. Incredible. What an ending to that series.
Yeah, fantastic from both sides. Wild9 for knowing if I just lose this if I play minions, and from Agent clearing 4 massive boards, hitting the mage
Absolutely.
hunters to clean off some massive swing turns that Liadrin was able to play through. I mean, it just goes to show why these two competitors are at the top of the seeds.
And Defias, defending champs, coming out with a win.
I like to
3-1.
see. That's what you like to see for your defending champs.
Absolutely. Yep. That's I definitely want to talk to Wild9 after that, because this was quite the series.
Yes.
He declined. Just joking.
I
Can you
will
imagine?
talk to him maybe
get him
via
in.
DM.
I will find him.
Yeah, Wild9 turned us down. Never ever have I ever.
All right. Well, that's unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is.
Hey, you know what we didn't see? Unnecessary trogs.
Yeah, no Trog was duplicated.
No.
All Trogs were harmed in the making of this series.
And that's what we like to see.
Yeah, if you guys watched Boozosaurus play Paladin last night, he had 2 wonderful trogs that came out, and
Yes, I did catch that versus Quaz, I believe, right?
yeah, Quaz unfortunately
got
smashed.
Warlock could not deal with the early momentum that Trog has, but I mean that's it, right? Live by the Trog, die by the Trog.
Yeah. Hey, Wild9, thanks for joining us, man. I told him that you abstained from being interviewed because
Saku pulled the funny on us.
Yeah.
We said we were going to hunt you down, personally. So
I believe my exact words were, "I'm going to DM him."
I
It's
said
a
I was
little less
hunting.
threatening than that.
I was going to find you.
Now we just need to find a mic.
It's a little less fun when we're memeing while he's.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there he is. All right.
My bad. I forget that I have push to talk on this machine.
Oh, there you
How's it
go.
going, guys?
Not bad. How you
Going
doing, buddy?
on.
Congrats on the win, first of all. Very well played series, not only on your end, but Agents as well. But come out, get a 3-1 win to lead off the season for your team that is the defending champ in Legacy has to mean a whole lot for you and your team.
Yeah, it's just cool. I guess it's not the matchup we wanted on week 1, just because it's a rematch and they're really, really good, of course. So,
Sure.
but glad to get the win in the 1 seed, I guess.
Now, walk me through that last match because you know we were coming back to it. At what point did you decide I can't play any minions or I lose this game? Because it was great recognition from you.
Yeah, at a certain point, after I saw the Jace go down and then I had clear in hand, like that was the point at which I'm like, okay, I know exactly what's in his hand. It's basically just avoiding combo. I was just trying to count out so that I never put more than 7 life on board, right? So that he would never be able to clear all his 1/1s. Or like more than 6, I guess, too, right? Because he could play a couple minions. So I guess technically more than 5. But if he plays the weapon destruction, then he loses no matter what. So and yeah, and then at the very end, I was just counting turns of fatigue, basically, just to see if I had enough life to sustain whatever he had. So
Yeah, like Gordon said, you recognize that definitely sooner than I did, for sure. And this it goes to show why I am but a lowly 3 seed in Legacy, and you are one of the top 1 seeds out there. And Agent PWE, no slouch himself. Like we said, you didn't obviously see the cards that Agent had, but we felt like he in general played very well there, and you overcame a lot of that. The mirror match with Druid was very interesting. Obviously, you had Drekthar in the opening hand. Such a skilled play by you there. I can't even begin to describe the skill level of making sure you get Drekthar in the opening hand. I'm just kidding. But what I want to talk about is you not questing with the rogue until turn 3, because that was absolutely 100% correct. And I don't think a lot of people would do that. So take us through just kind of thought process there.
that was an insane game, honestly. I just didn't have any SIs in hand. So at that point, basically the thought process is just quest is now secondary, even though it's supposed to be my primary objective. Like I'm just never going to get there in time against an aggressive druid deck. So I didn't really see it as a priority, even though normally it's a snap play. I kept the weapon for the very purpose because my read after the ban, since he banned Demon Hunter, which was very strange, like right away thought, oh, okay, he's not bringing combo decks. So if he's not bringing combo decks, then it's probably aggro druid, and then I just need the weapon to challenge, the board. Kept the coin. as long as I could to try to tempo back the board at some point. And honestly, just like had to pray for tempo, like from quest completion, stuff like that. Like if you notice, I actually didn't miss any quest progression, like because I just didn't have any SI cards anyway. So it was just basically knowing like aggro druid, they want the board in the first 3 turns. If they get the board in the first three turns, they snowball out of hand. He kind of did that anyway. Like there's a lot of plays where I had to win 50-50s or worse. So I would definitely say like I'd have to rewatch the replay, but it feels like I took the only line I had to survive that game, and it just happened to work out. So I also had to be very lucky. Like I was constantly high rolling, you might say, like all the 50-50s basically.
Yeah, you stabilized quite well there, and Scabs is a very good card. Both versions of it, but in particular the one that is the newer version that sends all the opponent's minions back to hand. Very devastating for a board-based deck such as the Aggro Druid. So yeah, I thought you played that very well. I know, like you said, you won a few of those 50-50s and whatnot, but putting yourself in the position where you do the best that you can on every turn. You put yourself in the position to win those. That's all you can really hope for and do. Sometimes that's what you did. So that's a lesson I think a lot of people can take away positively if they're out there watching that matchup and knowing how to play to your outs with that deck. So great job.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like Agent PW, because he's such a great player, like forces me to play my best in some way. Like I just have to be super focused and think about all the outs and like think about what the draws are and everything. Like, so you can tell like I'm playing a bit slower and just like trying to think through all the possibilities, even when like normally honest, like if this is ladder, like I'm probably on tilt there in that rogue gate because I've played so like even in practice, I've played so many where it's like, where are all my SI cards? Like, look at my hand, it's all like 6 drops and higher, and I only play 5 of those or something. Like, but just because of the matchup, I feel like, oh, I should just play the best I can, even if I lose, and it's fine. And this one, like, kind of miraculously turned out. Honestly, uh, I imagine that it must have been really tough for PWE's side because I'm sure he played that really well too, based on his plays. And still, like, there's nothing he could do almost, right? Like, just because I was rolling those, like, the exact line.
It's and just to drop back to something you had mentioned before, I can see you on with the 10-minute delay. You're on stream right now counting the fatigue that you talked about in the Paladin matchup, and it's fantastic to the fact that we have these cams to be able to see the reaction in real time. This is great. This is exactly what's going through your head, and it's so well played. And I gotta say, shout out to wearing the Defias hoodie because that's awesome. I love repping the championship hoodie there.
Yeah, our Captain Compt like basically bought us hoodies for winning Legacy for the first time, right? So,
Nice.
And then our 5 seed last year, this year's 4 seed, the real lure, he did the design. So yeah.
Well, you guys are going to be a force to be reckoned with again. I'm sure a team that is a perpetual playoff contender, and now we can say a championship contender after last season. I can safely say no team is going to want to see you on the schedule. So, that being said, anybody else have any questions here for Wild 9, or is there anything else Wild that you'd like to say before we finish up for the evening?
Oh, it's pretty much nailed it. It was just an interesting series. My favorite is just the basically the two sides of a Quest Rogue. As Dande pointed out earlier, you played Quest on 3, and Agent in his match completed Quest on 3. So it's just the two stories of a Quest Rogue basically in one matchup. So it was really nice to see both areas of Quest Rogue succeeding there.
Yeah, he that's what Quest Rogue is supposed to do, not what I did.
Well, I think Quest Rogue is supposed to win, and that's what you did with it. That's all that matters.
Sure.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for offering your matchup to stream. Nothing we can do about any streaming without the support of the players here, and it's always fun to talk to you afterwards as well. So thanks again for joining us, Wild 9.
No, thanks for doing it and giving your time to do it. It's awesome. Thanks so much.
Appreciate it.
See you guys.
Take care, Wild 9.
Saku, my friend.
Fella.
What an exciting open week.
My goodness, I from Thursday helping Fish do do the first match to kick off the season to these two fantastic matches. And then we got Sunday that's coming up with another two. So, which is, just got to remind myself who is playing. It is Eternal and Asthma. So both from Agent PW Golden Shower. Yep. And
another
Defias.
game for the series.
Yeah, so the 2 5 seeds there. So, and then we have a Hero series going on with Genji from APM Yang versus Super Chicken. Make a 5 seed out of a Mohole. So, big players. So that one's with Myanodon and Dollar Bills. So, yeah. I don't know what else to add to the stream other than I want to thank you guys for jumping on this Friday and help me out. So
Yeah, as always, thank you for stream up, and thank you to all the players that showed up tonight, played. Thank you to the viewers who showed up and chatted and watched along with us. Thanks again for the raid from Bandit Keith. Thanks again to everybody who subscribes, who follows. Make sure to check the Discord for more action. And thank you to Corden for putting up with all my jokes about his captains, because he's such a good sport.
You still missed one.
I wasn't going to be that mean.
You still missed one.
Oh, it's Brushy Tuna. That's who it is.
Brushy doesn't even know how to log into the client.
I know.
He hasn't played Hearthstone in like 2 months, basically since costing me the BG championship.
Oh yeah, there we go. Here we go. We're bringing it back.
The news is coming out again.
Some of us won both of our finals matches. Okay.
Hey.
What?
Almost only comes close in horseshoes and hand grenades, man.
Don't I know it? Don't I know it?
So, just for our viewers out there, we're gonna try and learn how to raid after our matches. So, yeah, if you want to stick around, we're gonna probably jump over to actually Otters, who's from the Wild series, a really good player. So we're gonna check out his streams.
Not just from Wild, he's from Pro, because
Pro too. There you go.
He's my
That's
opponent
right.
this week in Pro.
He's a very skilled player, so check him out.
I believe he is second on Wild ladder right now, behind a player who may or may not be legitimate. So he might even be the true number one of Wild, and he's a double-digit gamer in Standard as well. So very, very solid player.
Yeah. So we're gonna see if we can try and flip over there and give Otter some love. So we'll raid him. So just tune in, and next time we will see you on, I think, Sunday, unless you watch the announcements there on the THL Discord there.
Absolutely. Shout out to Corden's final captain, Neji Boston, or should I say?
There it is.
Should I say Neji Loston this week?
Oh,
ouch!
Yeah, this is an AFG, so he doesn't have to carry anymore.
That's right. No hard carry of myself, Fish. Who else was on there?
It's pretty much
Itachi
AFG, actually.
and Ron Mexico. Yeah. So
I only feel good making the joke because that's probably one of like 3 losses Neji's going to have this season. So he's just getting it out of the way early before he trounces everyone. For the
exactly.
next, 12
that's
weeks.
across all 4 series he's
across
playing
all,
too.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. I mean every series he's going to be like 8-1, 9-0, 8-2, and then like win 3 championships. So
Yeah. That's the way it is.
Neji's not human. Neji's not a human when it comes to Hearthstone. He's a machine.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks again for everybody tuning in. We will see you very soon. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Night, everybody.
Have a good night.